Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I've never really done no episode like this before where I'm giving off I have done like episodes where if I'm like educating people on stuff, but I feel like with this particular, topic, I've never done anything to this extent before. So bear with me if because I feel like I might leave out some stuff. So yeah, just bear with me because this is my first time ever doing an episode like this. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson, like an accurate history lesson on the Titanic ship, because the thing is this, and I'm not trying to criticize the movie because I think the Titanic movie, the one that James Cameron did, I think that is one of the best films of all time. Like, no, if I can give James Cameron his flowers, that man, when it comes down to doing a movie, oh, he is going to do the movie and he is going to do it right. So, anyways, but nah, man, like throughout the years have learned a lot about the Titanic. And I have to say it all really started when, and this is just kind of something, I guess because this ain't really like a funny, thing to talk about, but I guess like just adding a little comedy to it. It ain't like some insensitive comedy, but no, I thought Jack and Rose were actual people. It's like growing up, like it's those types of things that you don't really think about. So yeah, no, I was like growing up, I thought Jack and Rose were actual real people. And I remember looking it up one day because I was like, okay, I'm like, what did Rose do like after the Titanic? Like I know they kind of like showed pictures and stuff, but it just seemed like that they showed her when she was on the ship, and then they showed her when she was an old woman. But like, what was the middle things? Like, what did like they show when she she was by a plane in one of the pictures? I'm like, she became a pilot. I'm like, all right, let's see if there's any videos of her flying, just to find out that both her and Jack were fictional characters. I'm telling you, like, kid, because that happened. I think, how old was I when that had happened? I think I was either in middle school or high school. Regardless, I just remember looking that up, and I was like, man, are you serious? All this time I'm over here thinking that they were real people, and I'm like, they was even. Man, that's crazy. But anyways, but then like throughout the years, I just kind of started learning more and more stuff about the Titanic, because that was another thing I remember. I think it was like right afterwards. That was like the next fact that I had remember learning about was that and I know that's at times like people ask that question, like, are there any bodies still down there and like near the Titanic wreckage? And yeah, to answer that question, no, like them bodies most likely disintegrated a long time ago. Like, nah, that's something where, because it's like you gotta think about it, even if the bodies were still down there, that it would probably like, yeah, it would just be nothing but like skeletons and all that stuff. But no, most likely as the time went on, because that's something about the water that I didn't, it was like, and it really depends like on how deep the water is. And so yeah, the Titanic ship, let me look that up real quick, like how far is the Titanic wreckage? Like because I think they said it's like a bunch of different, like I think because I remember looking it up and they was all like, think of like a multiple, not Eiffel Towers, but what's that one building? No, yeah, the Eiffel, no, not the Eiffel Tower. What's that one building? What's the building that, wait a minute, that King Kong climbed? It's what was the name of it? Empire State Building. I don't know why I was thinking the Eiffel Tower, but I was like, nah, no, they did say that it would be like multiple Empire State Buildings that leads down to the wreckage, like from just straight from where it like it wrecked at, or from where it sank that all the way straight down. Like, yeah, they said it was like multiple Empire State Buildings because it's pretty far down there. But anyways, how far or how deep is the Titanic wreckage? Or like, yeah, just right. There's like 12,000. So there's like the Titanic wreck is located in the depths of approximately 12,500 feet, 3,800 meters below sea level in the North Atlantic Ocean. This is roughly the same depth as 9 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. So yeah, I remember that fact. But yeah, it's like the water, it's, when you think of like of that pressure and just how deep that water is, it's like, yeah, it's pretty bad down there. That's why when that submarine, and that's even another reason, that's another thing that I probably am going to talk about at some point in time. But yeah, that submarine, it was like, based on how it was built, there was no way possible that submarine was going to survive going in that like deep part of the water. Like, it's pretty deep water. It's pretty scary, all right? But anyways, no, yeah, getting back to the bodies. So the bodies throughout, like, I think probably roughly a few years, if not less than that, they just, the bones disintegrate. So most likely, yeah, the sea life probably got to like the outer part, like the meat and things. I don't know why I feel like it just feels insensitive even saying that, but sorry, for my just poor words of just poor words and stuff. But yeah, anyways, yeah, the sea life most likely got to the outer part of the body, and then just throughout the years, like the bones, they just they disintegrated, because it's like in that depths of the water. And that's why it's like when you see like parts of the Titanic, like from like 20-30 years ago, from when they very, like, not like from when they very first found it, because it wasn't no 20-30 years ago, but when when they, I think it was like that very first video, and I think that was like recorded in either the 70s or the 80s, but when that first video, when you look at it back then compared to it now, like, there's parts of the ship that's also disintegrating, because like that metal on that ship, it wasn't built to, like, be, I guess, like in water, like in deep parts of that water for a long period of time. That's why it's like, yeah, it's a, you see, and I know people probably ask, like, well, how is it that like ships, they can be in water, like, up until, I guess, they take it out of circulation? It's like, yeah, when you think of like the pressure, because yeah, people can swim above water, but when you're going into that, like, that depths of the ocean, you gotta think of pressure. So it's like, I need to turn my fan off because it's making this weird squeaking noise. But anyways, when you're thinking of like that pressure and stuff, yeah, it's messing up that metal and things, like, I guess, like, to simplify it and stuff. Yeah, it's like nothing is built to, unless even if you do have like a submarine down there where it's like, it's built for that, after a while, like, it is like, if it's just sitting down there not doing nothing, yeah, after a while it is going to mess up. And I think that's why it's like, for the most part, and even if it was like, because I'm trying to think like oil rigs, like, they're probably like in a part of the water where it ain't as deep, but yeah, it's like when you're in like deep parts of the water, yeah, it's going to get pretty bad down there and stuff. And what, and that's the crazy thing about it. I need to turn my fan on. I'm just gonna put it on a high setting so that squeaking noise ain't loud. But the crazy part about it, and that's another fact about the Titanic, that's not even the deepest part of the ocean. Like, there's this video, I can't remember who uploaded it, but there's this video where it shows like all these different like ship wreckages like down there and stuff. And yeah, the Titanic, pretty much, it's like, think of like some stairs. The Titanic, it's probably on like the third or fourth step, and that's like going down. All right, so yeah, it's pretty deep down off there and stuff. Like, it's only like, think of like, yeah, like a long flight of like stairs. But yeah, the Titanic, it's probably on like the third or fourth step leading down to the bottom of the ocean. So yeah, there's like ships that went down further than the Titanic, and I'm like, yeah, and the Titan, what's crazy, it's like, yeah, probably those ships, they disintegrated, because it's like, you talking like on some, like, if you're talking like doubling that like that, just overall with like that length of where the Titanic is at to where like the deepest part, yeah, most likely them ships disintegrated, or it's like pieces of it is only left down there and stuff. And that's like the metals where it's like, it's a little bit tougher than other metals that were on that ship. But anyways, or it's just taking a little while for it to disintegrate. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like, yeah, it's just crazy how many facts exist about Titanic, and that was something that I remember seeing not too long ago. So anyways, backstory about how I discovered this fact. So if a lot of you guys have never been out in the middle of the ocean before, like at night, you probably have no idea what it looks like. So how they portrayed it in the movie was that there was still some sort of light out there to where you can see certain things. Like, you could see like the ships like out in the distance. You could see people. You could see That's not how it really is, all right? So how I discovered this, like how I ended up finding all this stuff out. So there was this TikTok video of this guy. I think he was I think he was in the Navy, and he did this video where he was like, if you guys ever wondered how it looks out in the middle of the ocean at night, this is how it looks. So he displays that. He displays that text. He walks up to this door and he opens it, pitch black. You see absolutely nothing out there. It is just, so imagine this, all right? Imagine being in a closet, right? Being in a closet at night, it's just pitch black in that closet. Maybe there might be some light coming from underneath the door, like depending on what kind of door it is. If not that, and it's just pitch black in that closet, that's what those people were seeing when when the Titanic had sank back in 1912, right? And to me, when I had discovered that, because I remember seeing that video and I'm like, dang, man, that's crazy. Shortly afterwards, I started thinking, dang, that's probably what them people seen when the Titanic sank. So it's something because I know people were asking that question, like, how did that guy not have enough time to turn that ship when they were getting ready to hit that iceberg? When you're sick, because it's like, okay, so you have to think about what they overall had back then, back in 1912. It's not what we have now. 1912 to 2024, like, yeah, we got technology where we would have been able to, like, let's say if the Titanic was built today, yeah, they have technology to where it's like, okay, we know, like, and that's a fact. I'm gonna say that this is an alleged fact. I'm not gonna say it's the truth. This is just from what I heard. I guess they did get a warning ahead of time that they were heading into iceberg territory, but I guess the guy didn't want to, the captain of the ship, he was like, no, like, just to eliminate, any delays and stuff, let's just go straight on through. I guess maybe he assumed that they would be able to see the icebergs, but it's like, you have to think about it though. It's like, even with like the light reflecting off of like the, the iceberg from like the lights from the ship and stuff, still, you got to sit down and think, like, you're gonna have to, if it was like a mile away, then it's like, okay, yeah, let's just hurry up, turn this ship real quick. But it's, from what I read, I think they said they only had 30 seconds to turn that ship and hurry up and get it out of the way. So it's like, how they portrayed it in the movie, that dude, because didn't that guy like climb down? And because they were like up on that top part where it was those two guys and they were just kind of like looking around, and that was when the one guy had seen the iceberg. So even if he's yelling it and then that guy got to like, run all the way to where like the captain is steering the ship, that's wasting time, all right? So it's like, yeah, maybe if the person that's steering the ship, maybe if he would have seen it, they probably would have had some time to spare, and they probably would have scraped up against that iceberg. But it's like, yeah, they didn't have enough time. You're like, it's because it's like, they just, overall, they didn't have enough time. So that's how that happened. But yeah, getting back to that darkness though, because that was and I think the guy said he was like a police officer, or he was somebody on the ship. But anyways, he was saying that it just, once when those lights had went out, like, it just, you couldn't see nothing. So I think he said he jumped down because he was on that part of the ship that had raised up, so like from the water and things. So I think he said he jumped down, just missed the propeller. And this is like some TikTok video that I seen. I don't know if that video is still up, but anyways. But he said, like, yeah, he was swimming by, like, some of the people, I think, yeah, that was something that was displayed in the movie, that there were a lot of people that had already died that jumped from the ship. So he did say he was, like, swimming past a bunch of dead bodies. And mind you, like, and I think that was something that we all knew, like, that water was, like, mad cold. I think they said that water, I think there was a TikTok video, I don't know if they were going by Celsius or Fahrenheit, but it was like 20, no, if it was Celsius, then it probably would have been a little bit warmer, but no, I think it was like Fahrenheit. So they're in like 20-degree water, and you're sitting in there for a long period of time with like limited clothing and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's not, and then on top of that, so like, honestly, think about it like this though, because I feel like some people might not get a better understanding of, like, so imagine when, how like them like athletes, when they have like them tubs and they be putting all them ice cubes, that's pretty much, now imagine a much more bigger version of that. That's pretty much what that water was. It was cold water. Because I know some people will probably be all like, oh, well, maybe they could have swam and got to the... that's the thing, like when you're in shock and then it's like, yeah, then it's dark out there, because I know there are probably a lot of people was thinking like, oh well, it's like if they seen the ships based on how the movie portrayed it, where it's like they could have seen the ships, like, yeah, that's nah, them people, they couldn't. They might end up doing that one day, coming out with a more accurate version of the Titanic sinking, but if not that, then yeah, it's like pretty much what you're seeing in that movie, you gotta like imagine it in a more accurate like way, because I know like even when I was watching that movie when I was younger, I'm like, why are they all just sitting in that part of the water just like screaming and not trying to swim to them boats, to them like lifeboats and stuff, like what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, that's something. I'm like, but it's like, then when you think about it, it's like, yeah, it's dark, you don't know where you're going, so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like that's probably why a lot of those people ended up dying, because it's just it's dark out there. So but anyways, yeah, man, like there's probably even more facts. I think that was one thing that they said, and I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if they portrayed that in the movie, but they said when the Titanic was sinking, it made like this loud groaning like noise. So it was, yeah, man, it was pretty rough back then. Like that's probably why something like that now wouldn't happen, just based on the technology that we have. Like we have like radar systems, night vision, like I imagine they ain't gonna be steering no boat with no night vision goggles, but they just overall have technology to where it's like, okay, we will be able to see if like if we're getting ready to head towards some icebergs. But if they get a warning ahead of time that they're like, yeah, if you guys go in this direction, you're gonna be going in iceberg territory, then yeah, I imagine like now they're probably like, we ain't trying to have no Titanic stuff go down. So but they probably got overall some like just like they're more safer about it now. Like they probably got more lifeboats, life vests, and overall, yeah, just overall it's more protected now. But if not, then I'm like, after that movie, if I'm behind like creating ships and all that stuff, yeah, I'm not gonna be, I definitely ain't gonna be making no comments talking about, oh yeah, my ship is unsinkable, like and I'm like, then that theory got tested, and that's why the Titanic is in the position that it's in. But yeah, and that's another thing that just to like just to end this podcast episode off, but I know people are probably like, when exactly, because that at some point in time that will happen with the Titanic. Eventually, it is just gonna fully disintegrate and it's gonna be gone. So that's probably why they're checking on it so frequently now. And because yeah, from time to time you see where like somebody like some new video done surfaced of the Titanic, because I think they'd say there's like a railing or something, like a guardrail or something that it broke off. And yeah, it's like just over the years, like yeah, they probably at one point in time there was parts of it that was still intact. But yeah, it's just probably just due to the severity of the damage that it suffered back in 1912. And then yeah, just how hard it hit that part of the ocean floor. Yeah, it's like it'll be in a matter of time. Like it took a long time, but it'll probably be in a matter of time, like where maybe during our lifetime or during like just at some point in time down the road, like that ship is going to be fully gone. So but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Yeah, I'll probably find some more things to kind of do like some accurate history lessons, because yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot of things that people didn't even know about the Titanic, where it's like, wow, like you heard some new stuff from me, and I'm like, yeah, it's like, it's crazy how you just learned some stuff about the Titanic. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.